Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I wanted to make this video just to ramble, talk about my life, and I thought it was an important topic, especially, I got a lot of younger people making this, and it's something I've been wanting to talk about, and I was like, should I do it on a vlog channel, or do whatever? I was like, let's just do it on this channel. And I just want to talk about how, I'm 44, so a good chunk I've wasted my life. My 20s, my 30s, and basically, I'm going to go through a little story of how I got to where I'm going, and how I got to here, whilst I cut down this tree. In high school, yeah, this is the 90s. I'm an old guy. Take a little walk. So from the 90s, I wasn't a big fan of school. I loved being lazy, not doing homework, so I barely graduated on time, which was not great. But I was like, I'm just going to join the Army anyway. Who cares about good grades? I'm not going to college right now. So I did that. Joined the Army, where I basically picked a job that I didn't do great in because I'm like smart, not book smart. So I did aviation repair, where I was super duper awesome. Teachers loved me. I was the first person usually done, except when it came time to do the book portions of the tests, I was always like the last one done. I was a little slow. So eventually I failed 2 tests, which is like get kicked out of the program type of thing. And the teachers were like, oh, we got to keep him. But the sergeant major guy was like, you know what? You got to go. And at this point in my life, I was really like, I don't care too much. I'm whatever, dude. Pick a new job, which I did. Which ironically, I picked intelligence analyst, which is like way more book work and paperwork. But I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll take it a little more seriously. So at least I passed the tests. So I failed a couple, but eventually I did finish the class, and I became a intelligence analyst. And at this point in my life, now we're in my younger early 20s, is lots and lots of drinking, partying. I wasn't doing anything school-wise, which is right now I got a 18-year-old daughter, and we're about to start college, and her, I'm like, look, please don't. This is what I did. It was epic, not good. I'm kind of stuck, like I have no degree, almost. I got married, and the partying and drinking was way, way more. So I was an alcoholic. I was an alcoholic in high school, and it was kind of like not a problem because I wasn't causing too much trouble. But eventually that turned into getting into trouble here and there. And this was my 20s. Most kids, people I knew, they were like finishing up school, having a life, getting a job. And I was just like, whatever. I don't have a lot of bills. Who needs a good job? Just do what I want, right? And I did that. And it wasn't too bad. Yeah, married. No goals in life, no accomplishments. This ended in my 20s. I went nowhere, did nothing. Some people would be okay. Well, a lot of people are okay with it. But I was like starting out with a little depression. I had been in the Army. Friends have died. At this point, I'm a little like, what's going on with life? What should I do? And eventually that led to bad jobs. I got out of the Army. I was, honorably discharged. I did my time. I did rejoin the National Guard eventually, because I was like, hey, I can make a few extra $100. So I did do that, but still no school. And eventually now, raging alcoholic, pregnant wife, marriage not going too great. That led to basically getting a divorce. And eventually, I fought for custody eventually, because we're not going to get too into detail about who did what and stuff. But I, at this point, was at least trying to turn my life around slightly. Not sheep. And I wanted to maybe not be a raging alcoholic, so I eventually started to try to do the right thing. And I was like, oh, maybe I get a nicer job, and that'll help with money. At which point, I have no education, no real training, unless I wanted to go back into like Intel analyst type stuff and go to DC, which was, I was like, I definitely do not want to do that. At some point, we're now in my 30s, I've eventually gone to rehab. And I don't know if you guys, any of you are drunk drinkers, but hey man, quit it, get help, send me a private message, man, I'll talk to you, I don't care. And I did get custody of my kid, which was a little weird at the time because I was still drinking, and I was just like, so at that point in my life, I'm like, oh my God, like I'm now responsible for a person. That's a little weird. I could barely keep my shit together. Ended up going bankrupt because I had so much money in debt, and I had basically no income, couldn't get a good job. Part of the problem at the time was I was like, I'm like, okay, it's fine. I can afford food, right? I can eat. I got a roof over my head until my friend crashed his car into the place I was renting out, and they kicked me out. I went to my dad's. This is the first time I went to my dad's house. Eventually, I moved, but that attitude of just being like, whatever, dude, life's. I don't need to chase things, right? Why take this challenge? Why do a thing if it's a risky or a waste of time? That was the opposite of me. And as far as like YouTube, at that time, I kind of had a channel where I just randomly posted some stuff, and it was like, hey, little gaming thing here and there, but nothing like, I wasn't like trying to be a YouTuber. I was just like, I'd post some videos for funsies, and if people watched it, they watched it. Next point of that is, eventually, I've got this young child here who's like starting to talk, and I'm like, oh my god, I am actually responsible for a person whom I have to raise, and I have to be like at least a decent role model, and not have her grow up to be like me. So at that point, that's when I started college. So I said I have no degree. I'm taking a logic class right now, which is actually my last class. So I will be finishing school soon, for at least the associate's degree. And I went to CNA school, which is how I got my patient care tech job. So I'm a patient care technician, which I make okay money. It's not the greatest, but it's enough to where if I move, I can look at buying a small house right now and upgrading. So I'm at this point in my life where I'm like, hey, do I go to school for something else? What's the next plan? And that's where I'm like, I'm at a okay, stable-ish position where as long as nothing too bad goes wrong, I'm okay. And I've always had this idea of, I want to do YouTube. And if I would have started back in the day when, like, I'm old, so I was watching YouTube and doing some of those videos when YouTube was like a baby. And I have that, like, the regret where you always look back and be like, man, if I would have started this then, I'd be a freaking billionaire now. I try not to look at life like that. Cat, don't touch the mic. I was like, dude, start a few YouTube channels. And I did. So I started a couple science channels where I talk about animals and space. And then I had a kind of like a vlog where I talk about game development, but I kind of closed that one down because it is hard and I don't have that much time to do that stuff. And eventually I was like, you know what? I like gaming. That's kind of what I do. I've been doing it. Why not try to make a gaming channel? So I made a gaming channel. I have another one. That one's got like 100 some subscribers. And then I had another one because I was trying to keep the games on separate channels. So then I'm like, at this point now, at this channel, I was like, you know what? I always wanted to do Minecraft videos. And everybody on YouTube's like, whatever you do, don't start a Minecraft YouTube channel. That's the worst thing you can do. It won't grow. Nobody's going to watch it. There's too many channels. It's flooded. Don't do it. I've gone through life not doing the things and chasing dreams and crap like that. And I've drank away a good chunk of my life, messed around with school. I was like, you know what? Just start a Minecraft channel. You know what? Worst case, you just do it and couple people come, it'll be fine. And then a lot of you guys were like, boom, subscribers. It's the fastest I've had any channel grow. And a part of that was I was grateful. I'm very grateful to you guys. And I was like, dude, you know what? Let's just go all in on the Minecraft. We're moving in a few months. I'm going to be getting another job, basically the same thing. So nothing too upgradey. And I'm almost done with school. So that will be buying me a little more time, not doing homework and school stuff. And my kid's turning 18. I'm like, this is my time to do something in life. And I'm gonna merge the one channel, the space channel, into the animal channel, just call it science something. I might rename it to like Wacky Tail Science and try to go on a little more goofier science route in the future. But 90 subs on the one channel, the other channel I might turn into like a vlog where I go do this rambling over there instead of on the gaming channel. That channel has 100 too. So I'm like, you know what, if all these kind of work out just enough in 6 months, I might make a few $100. That'd be awesome. And if I actually dedicate time to this channel, I can grow it and have a little fan base and do like a thing, and it works out with the job I have. And if I get a decent cheap house, I'll have basically turned my life around. I've already turned my life around. So I quit drinking. I went to rehab. I got an 18-year-old daughter who hasn't gotten any trouble at school. She's never been arrested. I used to get picked up by the police all the time. And I did okay, you know, as a father. And now it's time to upgrade life, because we did move in with my dad just so she can go to a nice high school. That's where I went, because I could have afforded to live in the inner city, which I didn't want to do that. So I came here, lived here, had to pay rent to my dad, and it was okay. But now I know how much money I need and what kind I can keep a job kind of like this and live on. What was all this rambling about? If you're in your 20s and you're remotely kind of doing stuff the way I did, my biggest recommendation is trade school. I really don't recommend the military right now because certain presidents doing certain things, unless you want to go see stuff blow up. But yeah, don't, because a lot of people are like, yeah, I'm just gonna take off a year or two and go do stuff, and then I'll start school later. Don't let it wait. I let things wait, and then I let things wait, and then my 20s were over. I let things wait again. Things were downhill. Then I get in my 30s before I finally was like, wow, now I need to fix life. And if you decide you want to do the right thing in life and you've already effed it all up really big and you got massive debt, people mad at you, ex-wife, a child, then you got to spend a few years just fixing it to get back to okay. So if you're at a place that's okay, do everything in your power to make it better. Because those first years, if you do just enough to get a little better, you'll thank yourself in the long run. If you get school done, even if it's just I got a general associate's almost done. That puts me in line to go get a better degree doing something, a better job, and then I don't have to wait. Because I definitely look at my life a lot of times and say, if I would have done this, that, and this, and that, and I could have been living life. But now I'm grinding 12-hour shifts, 3 days a week, then I sleep. I only have a couple of days to do things I want to do, and that's fine. I'm like, you know what? I did bad things, now I'm doing good things, and life's going to progress. I'm going to turn this YouTube channel into an awesome thing where I become one of the best Minecraft YouTubers, and some gaming, and some science channels, and become like a YouTuber like I've always wanted to, and I never did, because I sat back in life and thought, hey, good things will just happen because they'll happen, and I don't got to doing the work part. But you do got to work. So if you even got this far, thanks for listening to me ramble on about my stupid choices in life and trying to make a better life for my daughter, and now trying to make a community-based area for Minecraft gamers and other people that might be interested in wacky shit, playing on a server together and just making friends and trying to better our lives. Thanks for watching.